Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
You're like, oh, that's the guy's nipple I've been looking at.
I'm fine with green.
I've been like tracing, like laser tracing on like laser focus, like zzz, oh, it panned out.
You know what's the worst? There was a few times where I'm like, I've seen this one. It was the advertisement that always comes on the pool table.
Yeah. Are you lonely?
Yes. And young.
Are you a little boy jacking his dick to scrambled porn? Also, yes.
Yes. Could you guys have scrambled this more? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a mustard stain in your shirt? What the? Is there a camera?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
Ew, mustard? Yeah. Gross.
That's your would you rather, man. Dude, Jake was like earlier at the shop, like for the last like week, it's been different varying levels of mustard.
It's on the last episode. I don't want to start off with that.
No? Oh, okay. I didn't know you
that hardcore one. But like, if you want to know, refer to the last episode. Welcome to the Non-Essentials Podcast. We're on episode 112.
How much mustard?
For me, personally?
Just how much? Yeah.
It's pound. I don't know.
A pound of mustard?
Pound of mustard, yeah.
All right.
To get clarity on that, you got to go to the last episode. And also, this is another one. If you want to get clarity onto it, you got to do the legwork. Because I've been told we start off too gross. I'm not starting off gross. My name's Jake. Not going to start off gross, Bussy.
I'm Adam. I'm going real gross.
Okay.
Riley.
So I have, and this is for Renee. And Renee, I was going to tell you, do not look this up. But if you're feeling so inclined.
Dude, okay. I have to sell. Are you doing an Urban Dictionary?
Yeah, it's an Urban Dictionary.
I'm so excited because, like, I before I even knew that you had posted that particular episode,
yeah,
I already got a message from Renee listened to it right away in the morning, and she's like, "You're disgusting."
Oh, she looked up the Green Bay butter churner.
She was like, "That is some serial killer vibes."
Yeah.
So
it definitely
anyway,
is.
so here you go, Renee. Don't look this up.
All right, Renee. So this is the next one you're not supposed to look up. I want you to not look up a San Francisco bird feeder.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah,
but I can I'm picturing a hummingbird go
no.
like that into a little hole.
It's not that.
Oh no, it should be.
It's one of those. I thought like I wanted to like say what it was. I'm not saying that.
No. All
so
right.
anyways, don't look up a San Francisco bird feeder.
All right. Hot way to start off episode 111 or 112.
It's not gross. It's suggestive. You can trust me. It's gross, but that's on you.
Oh, I did want to say that I know our next episode coming out, we have another comedian coming on.
Yes, we do.
All right. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, we're going to have on Jared Porter.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yep. So, did you almost clap?
No, this is hand motions. I don't know.
Gesticulating? Okay,
no, he's I think I've done 2 shows with him before. He's a super funny comic. I think he's going through the Madison. Madison's got his yearly Best of Madison comedian right now show going on, so he's in the middle of that. But also he's been down here at the might as well talk about the Comedy Cabin right now.
There we go, hey.
Yeah, but he's been down at the Comedy Cabin. We hope to have him down there again. But I'm looking forward to just kind of doing an interview, finding out how he got into it, and yeah, it should be fun.
Well, I'm gonna go right into this. I'm gonna do a little thing called That Made Me Cry.
Okay.
Okay, because
I think our audience is looking up San Francisco bird feeder right now. Okay.
So now CNN, they wrote an article a while back that answered that question that we all didn't want to know the truth to.
Okay.
And that is, why do some women make noises when others don't during sex? I want to hear why you think they do.
I was just talking about this earlier, but like I think. No, I was talking about
with
like
whom?
I think porn, influences a lot of our culture, and like the problem is a lot of stuff they say in porn, just people are like, that's what you say in sex, and so you got stupid people like narrating the way sex is happening.
Get it in there.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, I'm sorry, you don't need to like really form too many words, especially guys. What are you doing?
I think probably the funniest thing I've ever, like in a drunken haze, the next day when everything's kind of like clips and phrases, sort of like flashbacks. I do remember being told I'm not that flexible, so I can only imagine what I was trying to do to somebody at the time.
Sure,
but
and a lot of those moves are for the camera.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what am I doing? Who am I doing this for? Well, anyway, so. Now, there's researchers that found that many of the women did make noises, but not necessarily while they're having an orgasm, but instead 66%. And this is what bumps me out is when they actually throw stats in there because, there's research on. But 66% said that they moaned to speed up their partner's climax, and 87% stated that they vocalized during sex to boost his self-esteem.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well.
Oh, you took it badly? Yeah. I knew I didn't earn that.
Yeah, that was a real big bummer.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Ladies, you're doing great work. You don't want us to reciprocate that. We don't want to be like, yeah, that's perfect.
doing the
Like,
Lord's work here.
Yeah. Actually, if we're going in right into that, I got something that kind of butts up next to it.
All right.
I got bad news for vegans. Did
All
you
right.
know that plants talk?
Are you saying like the mushrooms?
Like, so we talked about the mushrooms, but I saw something that they were measuring tomato plants, right? And it's fascinating. They actually make noise that's comparable to a level of us speaking outside, but it's at a frequency we can't hear.
I feel like I've heard that trees scream or something like
Right.
that. Right?
Yeah.
Don't they say that?
So, but the interesting part is like a
Or is
healthy,
that just an 80s band? The Screaming Trees?
right?
Or both.
That's true. But so a healthy, like let's say a healthy tomato plant. They said a healthy tomato plant would make a noise. I'll put in the audio into it, so you'll hear it right here. Kind of sounds like a weird clapping
Does an
noise.
unhealthy tomato plant go?
Well, that's what I was saying. So a healthy tomato plant, they said up to once an hour would make this noise, but an unhealthy plant would make it dozens of times. And I'm like, oh, it's screaming, right? And I'm just sitting here like, from an evolutionary standpoint, kind of sounds like why we tuned it out. Just imagine a drought of just a drought landscape. It just sounds like hell. But it does make me kind of think about, like, because you're a beekeeper, and I know bees can see in the ultraviolet spectrum. So I was kind of wondering if, like, maybe this is a scenario where maybe the bees can hear when something's ripe or something, because they're actually, so.
I didn't even think about that.
So it's like, why? Thoughts and theories from this video. They said maybe other animals can hear it, be drawn to it. Maybe other plants can hear it.
I guess I always assumed it was smell that, like,
Me too.
Okay.
But also they talk about, like, a bee's ability to, like, navigate is incredible. So maybe
that's off the sun, they say, too.
the sun, but also the smell, but now maybe also sound.
Yeah. They're like,
I thought it was
Screaming
interesting.
Bees. That's
Well-
another 80s band? No?
Well, listen, I just want you vegans, like, I love you, but the next time you're putting your salad on, just hear muffled, like, screams with your
Next
drink.
time you're having a tomato and I don't know, and tomato and mushroom salad, I just want you to...
Yeah. Stop feeling good about yourself. Eat something you can hear scream.
Oh.
All right, at the end of that, actually, you're probably wondering why I'm drinking my dad's beer here.
Yeah.
But we actually had a bunch of beers donated to us by
That is
the
a giant can.
It's a giant can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice cans.
Yeah. But do you remember, like stealing your dad's beer for the first time when your hand's about this big?
Yeah.
Like, I like this so much better than whatever the fuck Coke's doing, making those tiny, make me feel like Andre the Giant drinking it. That's terrible. Yeah, but it's the other thing about Andre the Giant is they're like, he had to drink this much to get drunk. I think we got to see how much a giant alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
I mean, I've seen 150-pound people drink that much too. So
That's true.
It's not
Yeah. But I got this. This is Velvet Hammer is the name of this one from the Hilldale from the Great Dane.
Velvet Hammer sounds like something that Renee shouldn't look up either on Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's probably also on there.
Started off just a hammer.
Oh, man.
Actually, I guess this is kind of like back because I was talking about vegans and food.
Sure.
And stuff like that. Have you ever heard of the term meat glue?
Is it from mammoth meat?
No, I wish it, but I mean, it probably will be in the future. But so I came across this with a video. It's kind of an older one, but I was fascinated by it, so I dug into it. So meat glue, this is a transglutaminase. If you look it up, you'll find it. Put meat glue. It's a
Like
brand.
trans is in the news all the time lately.
This is a little different than that.
Oh, okay.
But basically, they go by the brand name of Active. And honestly, these are the same people that have brought us aspartame, think kidney stones.
Yeah, and brain cancer.
And MSG.
Yeah. Oh.
So
Lots of good
basically,
stuff.
what it is
To keep the McNugget together?
that's exactly what it does.
Oh, shit.
So
I'm trying to be...
no, what it is like, so if you watch the video, basically what it does is if you have like, let's say cut up pieces of steak that is not a full steak, you can't sell it for like a fillet.
Okay.
Basically, if you apply this powder to it and it looks like a powder, when they're putting it on, they're like, you need masks because you don't want to breathe meat glue.
Yeah.
Sounds like Loctite for the lungs.
Sounds like something you'd read in Urban Dictionary.
So then they basically put it in, mix it in with like the scrap pieces of meat. I'm talking about the scrap pieces. Wrap it in like cellophane and stuff like that. Put it in the fridge for like 6 hours. Bring it out, thaw it. It will cut like a fillet. And they even had chefs. They couldn't tell the difference.
What?
An uncooked. I'm serious. Watch the video. They cut it. They opened it up because what it is, it's basically the plasma from either like cows, pigs.
Okay, so what I don't understand is like why is that like rotting your brain then?
So that might not be right. They don't know what this does yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I mean, if it's just gelatinous like materials,
so I looked into that.
it sounds like it's stem cells for steak.
So first of all, it's unethical in the sense of they're charging you for the price of a fillet.
Oh yeah.
When they're using spare parts. And they can't even tell the difference. And now I'd be almost fine with that because it's like, whatever. But here's the issue. They might be gluing beef together with, like, pig's blood. Muslims.
Yeah.
Little food for thought.
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
But here's another thing. It significantly increases your chance of food poisoning. Because when you're talking about the surface area that bacteria normally operates on the outside of it.
And then you got, like, what is it, trichinosis?
But you're gluing all those pieces together. You're giving considerably more surface area for the bacteria. And also, these places heat up a little differently.
So you might not get your steak well done like a heathen piece of shit.
That's what I mean. And I love a rare steak. Like, I'm gross with it. Run it through a warm room. That's all I like.
But Jake, I think the term is blue.
Yeah. But it could
be.
Have
you heard that? I'm being
serious.
Like that's how Jake likes his steak is blue.
Actually, weirdly enough, I remember when I first started ordering a steak, it was from the movie The Matrix. Because Cypher, shout out to the red pill up here. Cypher, when he was talking to the Matrix in the agent in the restaurant, he was eating like what I thought was a gross steak. I'm like, that looks delicious. I tried it after that, loved it since. Huh. But hundreds of times,
not Cypher the
not the Hitler youth,
the Hitler reincarnated Jewish girl.
Yeah. So basically, because the surface area has so much more bacteria on it, you have to get. And this reminded me of a few restaurants where I would like it rare. They're like, we do at least medium. And now in my mind, I'm like, I bet you're using fucking meat glue.
I didn't even think about that.
So just from an unethical, making more money standpoint, and also we don't know what it does. So,
I mean, they should probably at least have some sort of asterisk. Like made with real meat glue.
Definitely. Well, the problem is it's like I think in like Europe and stuff they ban this right away, but in America it's a little tougher to kind of ban that type of thing.
I'll tell you. I mean, that's a weird thing about America, especially like even the same like American companies that sell like candy bars and stuff like that. You go over to Europe, it is not the same candy bar. Like it'll be an American-made candy bar, but if they're gonna sell it in Europe, they have to make a different candy bar. Yeah. They have to have a different recipe. They have to have different ingredients and stuff like that because Europe's like, oh, that's fucking killing people. And in America, we're like, big gulp too, please.
Yeah. You guys don't have quarter pounders?
It's a Royale with cheese.
Actually, I remember hearing in the FDA, it was something like, especially with like supplements, workout supplements, the FDA, you had to prove it was bad for you before they'd ban it over here, as opposed to Europe where you had to prove it wasn't bad for you before they let you sell it. So it's just, that's where like a lot of stuff will come out. It'd just be pure caffeine and pre-workouts, and people would be ODing from it.
Yeah, like football players are having heart attacks on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously, from like oh, he took a pre-workout and yeah. All right, speaking of meat glue between you and your brother.
I hate the term meat glue, but it's exactly what it is.
Yeah. But no, like you said your brother got a DNA test.
Yeah, and not my clone on the moon.
Is it 100% that bitch or what?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You want to tell it? Tell the story.
Well, so basically, John, he got this, and he was excited. He called me up. He's like, because I guess we're like 6% Neanderthal. We're enough.
That explains his hairy fingers.
That's what we mean.
Like he's got hairy. Like you don't see like people with hair there.
Dude, we are enough Neanderthal for them to call
above
John.
His cuticles.
Yeah.
Like that's not normal.
Like they called him to get him to retest. I just want to this is what it looks like, people. My people were eradicated. I don't know. Everybody's mad about shit.
He's victimized.
Yeah. No, I like my body puts a premium on hair. Like I don't know what it thinks is coming. Like I swear I'd be taller if I didn't need hair on the last knuckle.
I'll take hair on that last knuckle. I've got like a Cro-Magnon forehead.
Yeah.
Like we have to adjust the lighting to make sure that like it doesn't look like I could smoke in the rain.
I could pick up 3 golf balls with each foot.
All right. So I've got a little what would you do here? Now, a 30-year-old woman, she recently got a DNA test. And even though she was adopted by her loving parents at a young age, she wanted to know more about her genetic background, right? That's why a lot of us do it. But her and her boyfriend of 6 years, they ordered, like, they did it themselves. They're like, hey, let's do, the whatever. They did the at-home DNA test, the same thing that your brother did. They weren't Neanderthal. Okay, but she said, I got a bunch of quotes here. She said, my boyfriend was also adopted, and when we met, it was one of those things that we sort of bonded over. We didn't learn, that we were adopted until high school, and we both were lucky and had good families. Now, they got the results back and found out some startling news.
Oh, no.
They were 6% Neanderthal.
Damn
I'm just kidding. No, anyway, so, she goes, now, I know that the comfort and familiarity is because he's my brother.
Yes.
Not my half-brother. He's my full brother.
She kept getting caught in the dryer. We should have known.
No, she said we've said we love each other. We've had sex. We've celebrated anniversaries. We've met each other's families. They should probably not have that plural anymore.
Yeah.
Right. But she says we've gotten the very you guys look alike, and he's the male version of you.
Yeah. These people are vain.
She said we've always just laughed it off because we spent the morning looking. Oh, I'm sorry, but I have spent the morning looking at pictures of us together and realizing. We really do look like. She said, I still love my brother/boyfriend, but we've been together for 6 years. I'm hoping that this test is wrong and we will do a real test, but I'm panicking. He said he doesn't want to freak out and make any big decisions until we get a test somewhere else. But I can tell he's freaked out and he's odd laying next to me, feeling at odds.
Listen, you should pump the brakes on the off chance the scientific test is right.
Like, what do you do, though? I mean, it's
you
like...
shake hands and part ways. Good game. I don't know. Call it a tie.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, the only... I'm not... I'm trying to, like, put myself in their position.
It sucks.
I get it, but it's like, I don't know, get a vasectomy? So you can't... I mean, I don't... Right? I don't know. So you can't... You don't want to have something with, like, 3 arms come out, whatever, and...
I get it.
Something come out and be an actual like what's that?
Purebred.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, you get a purebred. Those things have monster vet bills.
Just snoring at night.
Yeah, you seen the liger and
Bad
all that.
lumbar.
Yeah. No, I used to laugh about because I had a stand-up joke where it's like because my brother really got that test and basically he called me and I remember saying like call my mom, I'm thinking about doing this too, and she'd just be like, I don't think you should. Be like, well, why not, Mom? She'd be like,
I mean,
that's
I know.
probably a bigger waste of money.
I just gotta say hi, Molly.
Yeah.
But Jake's also the only brown
heard-
hair, brown-eyed one. They're all blonde with blue eyes.
They've heard this joke. I mean, yeah, we had a mailman that looks a lot like. Never mind. But no,
so your mom suggested you get one. You said
no. She said I better not.
Why is
I kind of like I think about like, dude, how many complacent like. This is it's not attacking women, but how many complacent wives in the 80s just thought that would never come to light? Yeah. And then just slowly like
in the
DNA
80s,
test.
Since like the year 80. What are you talking about the 80s?
No, all of a sudden you can like test everything. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah, well, I was going to say like Maury kind of put the kibosh on that. Like I love watching Maury Povich shows where just like seeing families fall apart and backflips out of nowhere.
Dude, I hate how much I love Maury. Like
I love it when they just the camera guy, he's like stretching beforehand. He's like,
you gotta keep up.
The camera guy's like, she said she's 2,000% sure that he's the father. The higher the percentage on Maury means the lower the actual percentage.
Yeah, that's her brain being like, yeah.
The cameraman's just doing like the runner stretch before, like, I don't want to pull a hammy because I got to take this bitch to the back.
It's bullshit. Right when they say not the father, dude, the door should close like Star Wars. Like, you fucking ridiculed that guy for 20, 30 minutes sitting out there. Let him dance while you cry, you bitch. Oh, my God. I love watching Maury because I'm just like, all right, I'm not that bad. And I know that's terrible. I know that's awful.
Not really. I need to see others. I'm okay. Like, I'm okay being a loser as long as people are losing worse than me. Like, if I'm in like a really long line, I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
Yeah.
But then I look, I'm like, but there's people behind me.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks worse for them.
Dude, with Maury, I like to think like, can you imagine the size of the nail and leopard print salons in that town? Holy shit. They got to be killing it. Everyone that walks in there is completely.
I feel like are you doing a bit here for Stamford, Connecticut?
You know my favorite part of like, let's go really into more. Like, I love there was a chick named Paige, and Paige knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she's not Paige. She's the whole fucking book.
Paige. Oh, exactly. Dude, they were turning the page. She was a pamphlet that night. Like,
a brochure.
Yeah, what'd you get pregnant on a set? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, towards the end there, I think she was just like, because I feel like she was on the show like 5 times at least, and that was like 5 years ago last time I saw Paige. But she's like, fuck it. What's that camera guy's name? Throw him on. Have him swab his cheek.
Ladies, I understand. We all like to have fun. But if you're wrong and it's not an if-then statement, you're a whore. If you're like, it's not him, it could be anybody. Like, that's not a good thing. Like, think about it. My favorite part? She was on that show 6 times. She came on the 7th time. And the guy was like,
every time she was absolutely sure. That's the only thing. She wasn't going like, I don't know, maybe this guy. She's like, no, this is him. I found him, Maury.
That's what I mean.
Found him.
And the guy was like, I'd like to see what the test does. You know, I'm not even going to say anything bad. I did do it. Let's just see. And she's like, you're a piece of shit for not believing in me. And he's like, well, you know, and then of course it wasn't, you know, and this one might have been God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, at some point, I think that Paige just like limo rides.
That's what I mean.
So we're airport. I don't know.
I'm sitting there I think this kid is Maury.
Yeah, just like Connie Chung is in the background switching the tests every time.
I think this is Maury's magnum opus. He's like cocky. He's like, you're not the father.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No, I always joke. I want that to be my retirement job. When Maury's done, I just want to sit on the stage and play God. I know there'd be a couple people be like, you know what? You are the father.
Even though it says not?
Yeah. I mean, if he was like really being a piece of shit, I'd be like, I want to tether you to this thing.
Or we could just be like, you are the brother nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that poor girl. I do feel bad
Actually,
for them,
on
though.
the tail end of that, if I can recommend something on Netflix, which is horrific,
Why is
I
this
think it's
making
called Our Father. There was a documentary, and it was about a doctor, you know, that did a fertility doctor.
Yes.
And it's a town where if you start dating someone, you have to get a paternity test because he literally has hundreds of children. Where instead of like the donor sperm and all that, he'd just be like,
switcheroos.
mine.
Yeah, he was throwing rope into petri dishes.
It was like Agent from the Matrix, like me. Me too.
Yeah.
It was great though. He's a psycho, and a couple of his kids got the psycho genes, and they're taking him to court in this documentary. And they're not backing down, so
Weren't they
it's good.
also? But didn't he have like a bunch of like he would not have been a good candidate, right?
Yeah, he had
like a ton of like medical problems to where some of them were like.
I mean,
I can't blink on my own.
I think they were getting a little bit mad about just getting older. They're like, my back hurts. Fuck you, Dad.
Oh, well then, yeah, maybe he's my dad.
I would like to ask him. I'd be like, how'd the first one happen? I bet he dropped it and the fridge was way back there. He's like, you know what?
Dude, it is. Yeah, he's like, we close at 8.
Yeah.
We got to be.
This is like
$50
$50.
And cream pie my wife.
$50 on the floor. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm not becoming a what is it? San Francisco burden feeder.
Dude, in a weird way, I like to think this guy was
straw.
Yeah, this guy was like
shit up.
He's like a reverse serial killer. He's like dragging people into this world. This is the kind of I would go to the local diner and just sit there all day drinking coffee, just being like,
I think the worst one though is didn't he get his own daughter pregnant essentially?
Yeah, it was
Wasn't
a weird
that
one.
it was something like that to like where his daughter went in that he didn't know about, but she went in to get fertility.
Hold on, do you think he's gonna be like, nah, this is unethical?
Yeah, this is too far, guys.
Yeah, I don't want to be gross.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it, let's throw.
I don't want to have purebred. All right, let's go right into Would You Rather that I brought.
Hell yeah.
And honestly, people have been like, the Would You Rather has been too spicy, so I toned them down a little bit. This one's more of a not so much coming forth.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this Would You Rather, it's very simple. And I want to hear from the audience too. Would you rather have permanent hemorrhoids, right? Or pass a small kidney stone once a week?
Hemorrhoids all day.
I'll be honest with you, I've had neither, but I've here's what I know about kidney stones. I've heard that they're so awful you wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy.
Sure.
But I've also I know somebody in particular that said that their husband had to literally put, until they had the surgery, had to put like a maxi pad in their undies because he had hemorrhaging hemorrhoids.
Oh no.
So, man,
See,
I am all about just like get it done and over with. Like if I could just go like once a week, just like fuck it, and just like spend an hour screaming. Versus just like every day, like, oh, I'm leaking through my pad again.
I think I would constipate myself. That's what I'd be worried about with the hemorrhoids. But
hemorrhoids, I hate how you just over enunciated that.
I don't know.
Hemorrhoids. Yeah,
it's a new word to me. But actually, I was just.
You've never heard the word hemorrhoids?
I have. But I did just think of something that.
I mean, your wife has had a couple of kids. I'm sure. I mean, I heard that pregnant women get hemorrhoids.
No, it didn't hurt me at all. It's fine.
We have a mother in the house nodding yes. All right, there we go.
But actually, I did think of something, and there was a soundbite that I heard, and I realized, oh no, that's true. It goes, it's like, pee-pee time doesn't always mean poo-poo time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But poo-poo time means
pee-pee time.
Always pee-pee time.
Yeah.
And so I guess like the hemorrhoid would be compounded with the kidney stone. So I think I would have to go hemorrhoids on this one too.
I'm going kidney stone. I like I said, I've
Yeah.
had neither, but honestly, like, granted, if I get a kidney stone, maybe I'd be like, hemorrhoids, please.
Yeah,
Or as Jake said, hemorrhoids.
I don't
Pass
know.
me the hemorrhoid cream, please. Hemorrhoid creme.
Sure. I guess you can also adjust what you eat for those. You're sitting there like no nuts.
Well, I mean, for me, like I have like forced and pushed every fart I've ever done in my life, like everyone. So like I'm surprised I haven't had a hemorrhoid or a
Sure.
hemorrhoid.
Sure.
But like, because like I heard that you can get them from just like really trying to impress your friends,
That's true.
but like you can't really impress your friends with a kidney stone.
Yeah, you can. 100%.
Yeah?
If
You
you had it,
just
I'd wear it around like a seashell necklace.
Oh man, like in a boy band.
Yeah,
Like-
100%. Actually, that's one thing that's happened. So my son this week, and like I have a real question for him because he's sitting there having a bit of like stomach pain and stuff like that. And I had a real honest question for him because he's 11. I'm like, listen, just fart. You know what I mean? Just like, because the thing is, like, I know for me personally, because I embarrass him, I'll embarrass myself. At
Yeah.
a baseball game once, I was on deck, I was up to bat next, and like I had the worst stomach pain ever. And my mom, hi mom, I know you listen, a little bit of a hypochondriac. So where I remember she took me to the hospital.
Hi,
I don't
Molly.
think she knows this. I think this is where she's gonna learn. I
She's
remember
gonna send you the bill.
I remember sitting in the room and I had one of those farts where it's like a yawn where you're just like, oh, and it was just
Like
like
your pants
silent.
fit better after.
It did, but it directly correlated with the pain going away. And my young brain, I'm like, that was a fart. And the doctor was like, we'll see you now. And I just pretended my stomach hurt. Yeah, I pretend, I might be appendicitis. I don't think it is. Let's not
Like-
operate. Let's give it a day.
Just ventilate you like a cow with like a big pen.
Oh,
cap.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
So-
I mean, like I've heard you can fart away stomach pains,
Yeah.
but I've like farted so hard I've gotten stomach pains. Dude, that's it's like
You had a vacuum. Yeah, I
just
pulled it down.
Sucking glasses inverted up my ass like last episode.
Okay, so you're going. So I think I'm going hemorrhoid.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm not. I just don't. I mean, is it the kind? Like I said, is it the hemorrhoid that you have to wear like the inconvenience of like not being able to swim in open waters for fear of sharks because it's just hemorrhaging, or is it because that's different?
I gotta be honest. I don't know what a
don't wanna-
hemorrhoid is. I know it's a vein. Like I know it's a vein.
I mean, to be fair, I believe
you
you
cutting
because you
the-
didn't even pronounce it right.
Are you cutting that vein? Is it just like putting? Like here's the thing. Unless I have John Coffee next to me to get rid of my kidney stone,
Oh yeah.
that's a deep cut
That
for
is a
any
deep Green Mile.
Green Mile
Yeah.
fans.
Real tired, boss.
Yeah. I gotta get the black flies out of
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Huh. I'm still going kidney stone,
Okay.
but I might change my answer.
All right. Listen. You know what's awful is we'll be able to regret our decision in the future.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to get one of the. I'm going to be 43 very soon.
Okay.
I'm
What
gonna
do we
get-
got from the audience? Is it
Is anyone on my side? Thank
Kidney
you,
stones?
Tony's,
Okay.
Tony's getting kidney
stones?
stone. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
I think women should pick kidney stone. That's a shorter out.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically same for me.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a woman's urethra, essentially. That's actually my Indian name. My Native American name is woman's urethra.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like how you get a hemorrhoid is if your Indian name is sits with a fist. You know, if you're just like you're just like grunting, forcing it out.
All right. So that's the end of that. Let's go. What do you got over there?
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, man, I'm not gonna go into that yet. Okay. So, Jake, have you ever heard of uterus didelphys?
No.
Okay. So it affects 1 in every 2,000 women.
Uterus didelphys? Is it
Yes.
2 uteruses?
If she has uterus didelphys, she is a twofer. That means she has 2 sets of everything. She's got 2 uterus, 2 sets of ovaries, 2 vagina openings, right? Now, I actually thought about making this a catfish, but because it was so weird.
Yeah.
But I was nervous you'd already seen it because it was very, very recent news. But anyway, in Australian women, she was she
Yeah, they got weird animals down under. Like, it's just,
her kangaroo poos. Yeah. It's her but no, she's turned her BOGO lemons into lemonade.
okay, sure, yeah.
But by creating an OnlyFans account where she shows off her unique attributes.
This should be the only person that can have twins.
Well, she's had a couple of kids. But anyway, but But to keep things like, I'm sorry. Okay, so to
Do you
keep
think
things,
one produced better kids than the other?
she has said that she could get pregnant at the same time with 2 uteruses because she has 2 vaginas.
So they can fight like Adele?
Is this because it's Didel?
No, hello from the other side.
Oh, hello from the. I thought that's when you put a finger in the butt, finger in the vagina, and go.
That is the Adele.
Well, that's when you 6-pack them. You pick them up like a 6-pack upside down.
Okay.
Anyway, that I've heard. So anyway, but for this young lady, for her to keep things normal down under, she's decided to not mix work with pleasure, with her OnlyFans. Now, she's decided to use one of her openings for work and the other opening for her husband.
So she has 2 openings, like 2.
Basically, I'll go into detail in a bit.
Is it like a rabbit burrow where you got one hole and then you divert?
You got it.
Okay,
there you
sure.
go. Yep. So, think of like a double barrel shotgun.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, like not an over under either, but
Like a sawed off.
like a side by side. Yeah. So anyway, but but she did say that because she does work on her OnlyFans with like one opening, and then her husband, he gets the other one, right?
Sure.
And imagine like doing like the long stroke, and you accidentally
You
go
got like
into
a
the other
butler
one.
staircase.
You're like, no, the long stroke, and you try to surprise him, like, there you go, and then you just like go right in, and she just gets upset because she's
Long
like,
stroke?
I don't fucking like to work, mix work with pleasure here.
Sure.
Bring work home with me or whatever. So anyway, but this lady, her Evelyn Miller, I believe her name is, but you're looking up?
Oh,
Tony's already looking up.
No, our fact checker is like Evelyn Miller.
All right, good job.
You call that a
Tony. Well,
This is a pussy.
I'd like to think that he's like, I'm a subscriber. so anyway, but she said, she declared actually, she said, doesn't really feel like cheating. I've got one vagina for work and one for play. And I don't totally get that. I mean, that's
if you
like
fuck someone's armpit, it's cheating.
Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, but that's like if my girlfriend said, "I didn't cheat on you, he butt fucked me." It's like that's like.
Oh well, then hemorrhoids.
Oh, yeah. I just like curse you with more hemorrhoids. Yeah. Anyway, but her OnlyFans page isn't just for like the reported weekly income of just about $1,500, right?
I'm going home.
Hold on. Yeah, where she's getting spit roasted by 2 guys, right? But she said that it's actually her OnlyFans page is to raise awareness.
Yeah.
For it's not for the money. It's for the uterus didelphys. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know she's a saint.
Oh,
but,
she's an activist. I didn't realize.
She's very active. So,
Does the Catholic Church know they have a new saint? Our ladies of
ladies, Our Lady Bits.
Our Lady Didelphus.
That does sound legit, though.
Does.
Yeah,
I can see it in my head.
Yeah,
Mid-Journey's making it.
I can see the stained glass.
Yeah, she's got like an LA thing, but by her pussy.
Just spreading them.
Father and son. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I thought I'd do a little bit of research on the subject, right? For science.
Yeah. Me too.
And she does have a few videos on Pornhub. And again, this was for science. But I feel like and as I was looking at it, I'm like, man, this is like watching a porn made in Japan.
Yeah.
Because these are literally like teaser trails. Because she blurs out the goods, so you can't sneak a peek between the cheeks. Like it's literally like she has a blur spot over her, so she's like, you gotta subscribe. You want to see the rest? You're like.
So
I mean, like literally, you can see her butthole, but you can't see her vagina because she has that blurred out purposely.
So she has,
and like the tracking on it.
She has 2
amazing.
entrances.
There's one entrance, but it kind of like you said, like it burrows.
Oh, okay.
And she said actually when she first tried having sex when she was younger, that like apparently she goes, my boyfriends when we try to do it,
it's real hit or miss.
Seriously. No, she said they kept hitting the wall. She's like, he was hitting my urethra. Like, because it's like hitting just
he's like hitting the water barrels on the highway.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. But so I just want to say, like, for any, like, said she's like kind of like punk. Are you showing us? All right, Tony's bringing it up.
I don't think, for YouTube listeners, I don't think I can.
Holy
I'll just put up
smokes.
some like
There you
Minecraft
go.
images.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me see it.
Man, Man, I feel like I just gave her a colonoscopy too with that picture. But anyway, since she kind of punks you out on,
you know what? Here, I'm gonna say this. This is it was my fault. I thought it'd be vertical, not horizontal.
over under.
Yeah, you know, like
no, it's like a carriage gun,
dude. I know which way Zoolander would go.
You can't turn left.
Yeah. I didn't think it'd be that arrangement.
Yeah, there you
go. It's like a Subaru engine, like a turn.
But I appreciate the fact that Tony took advantage of that. Like Google Images is like a trusted friend that you can depend on. You know.
Sure.
Like, but again, that was for science, right?
I like how she's pointing the way to go.
This one, it's work.
Oh man.
Yeah. So there you go.
Good for her though. I'm happy she's making a living with it. You know, like.
Yeah. I mean, I love her. She's like, no, this isn't porn. This is awareness.
It's important.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not cheating, because to be fair, if her husband's into it, like whatever. I mean, you know, he's posing with her.
Here's the worst part about those pictures. I'm like, she's trying to look like a Kardashian. Be you, you know. The Down Under is so interesting.
Yeah, there you go.
So unique.
Oh, actually, I have another Down Under story here.
Let's do it.
So there's a company in Melbourne, Australia, with a new VR simulator.
Okay.
The simulation guides participants through a simulated de-escalation of life from cardiac arrest to brain death.
Simulates you dying?
Yes.
I don't know if I want to be like, this again.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, like seen it. Yeah. But like
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it first. Yeah, nice. So anyway, but here's my thought process. I was like, I wonder if this is like an interesting loophole here, right? Because I know that like DMT is not illegal. Is illegal to do. Sure. But like your body naturally produces it and usually dumps it when you're dying. Sure. Right. So it like kind of gives you one last little trip. But like. I guess like you lay on a bed and you put a VR headset on, and it kind of like what it looks like is a bunch of doctors like around you trying to revive you, and like the bed shaking and everything else, right? Okay. You know? And so it's kind of like that and brings you, and then I guess essentially
I'll take the one where like the parachute doesn't open. You're like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's exactly like, why does it have to be cardiac arrest? Like,
and the
can't
ground
you just pick your death?
explodes into a kaleidoscope.
Yeah. No, you should be able to. Is it like Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
Like with a tiger.
Yeah.
He's with a yeah. So no, but like you should be able to pick your death.
Yeah.
I know that.
Death by Snoo.
Thank you. Damn it.
Sorry.
Okay. You beat me to it.
Or as the Homer Simpson said, no, I wanted my last words to be, look out, naked lady avalanche.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. So anyway.
What would be the benefit of that? I mean, like.
I don't know. Just an experience. But I just thought it was, I guess then your body floats into space and then something else happens, but they want to elaborate and they didn't want to spoil it. You know, but it started making me think that like maybe the Matrix is more of a documentary.
Yeah.
You know, so here we go, YouTube viewers.
No, like honestly, the older I get, the more I think my they, them will be like, Grandpa, try the PlayStation 17 headset. And I'm on my deathbed, I'll put it on my head, and then I'll just be born again.
And through a woman's two vagina openings?
Yeah. And again.
Oh, didelphilia?
Yeah. Oh. They come out of the right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
awesome.
business.
Yeah.
Speaking of business, are you tired of all the paperwork that comes with running a small business?
Am I?
Or if it's two businesses, small businesses, left and right, like uterus didelphilia? Well,
am I?
Are you getting the headaches from hundreds of new tax laws? Well, let Jensen be your Tylenol. Find them on Facebook by searching Jensen Accounting and Consulting. Just a stumble away from Sneakers Bar and Grill. In Jensen Accounting, where you can get.
She's gonna love being.
Oh my gosh,
she's
gonna kill me right now.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. So Jensen Accounting on Facebook and just a stumble away from Sneakers Bar Grill. Left or right doors, apparently you can use.
Speaking of left or right, I love
Openings.
that. When she's gonna be like, "Where is it this week?" I'm gonna be like, "It's right before the Trump segment."
Oh no!
So Trump was indicted this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on that? Did you go into that at all?
Well, I did see that he was indicted, and I did see that he had a court case with Stormy Daniels, which also I've looked up for research.
So
I hate the fact that I'm like that this lady's younger than me. Or no, I'm sorry, she's a year older than me. I'm like, who's this old bitch? You know, I'm like, oh fuck.
Can I tell you my honest when I heard about it, you're like, okay.
But I just gotta say this. I'm sorry,
yeah.
but no, any of the people that are around my age are like, what are you talking about? Like, it's the mileage, not the years, guys. like if she had uterus didelphilia, I think it would just like you know, with the Grand Canyon, where just over time, like water force is just like
Are you saying if you did like
away.
the penny trick, you could see Lincoln's whole head?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing about Trump, so Trump was basically indicted. And he was indicted on 34 charges, or felonies rather, which sounds like a lot. It sounds bad.
It sounds like even one is a lot.
It's not because you're like, oh, it actually
like
fucking
even
happened.
one you can't own a firearm. So,
But then
35 sounds like a lot.
Basically, what it added up to was it was like 35 charges of falsifying documents, which equaled up to $130,000 of hush money. Which you're like, yeah, that sounds bad. But then when you think about it a little more, it's like, is it illegal to pay someone to shut up?
Isn't that what NDA is?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's
Right.
all of a sudden, it's like if you're gonna arrest them on something that's gonna fucking stick. 'Cause this isn't gonna stick, guys. Like, and
Well, I think what it
I'm
is
not
is-
this way or that way about it. But
I think what it is, and I know that you're not politicizing it, but I just want to say, like, I mean, instead of saying his name, insert anybody else's name into this. And I think that, I mean, any other famous person, because, dude, NDAs, there's an NDA right now being, like, signed in, like, the come off their tits. You know,
Well,
like, you can't fucking, you know, because I heard if you want to bang Justin Bieber, like, you can't bring your phone back with you. You know, like, I've heard that kind of shit.
He
like,
let
you
me
go
do
back,
it.
You brought your phone back?
Yeah,
when you
he let
fucked
me
him?
film it.
All right, that's cool.
So he's like, put it
did
on.
you have Bieber fever?
I did.
All right. That you're gonna need to take some penicillin.
It's like blur it in Japan.
Yeah. But anyway, but no, I've heard that like the backstage rock stars are like, okay, you and you come back and fuck these guys, and then they take your phone and make you sign an NDA,
Yeah.
and like that shit's happening all the time.
But
with
this is back in
famous people.
2007, way before he was like in presidential running. And
Right.
from the Stormy
He's still
Daniels,
famous.
Stormy Daniels' own interview, it basically sounded like she was like, "Well, take your pants off," and he did. And then it ended up like he ended up with just a basic extramarital affair, which I don't know if you guys know, but he married basically something he bought. You know?
Yeah, you got a mail order bride. But I think the funniest thing I ever saw when it comes to Melania. Melania is said it had just a series of different pictures of her. She's very kind of squinty eyed. It said like Melania always looks like she recognizes you but can't remember your name. Yeah, like 'cause she's like.
Do you remember I saw it was like my favorite meme of Melania was like when all you wanted was a sugar daddy and you ended up as the first lady.
Actually, I will say this: when after Trump was elected president, Jake goes, "Man, what a time to be alive! Never before have you ever been able to Google the first lady's tits."
Yeah, you can see her naked. I remember when he first got elected too, and they did this thing where it was like Obama was leaving and he was coming in, and it was like, look at how Obama opens the door for Michelle, and I would be like, yeah, it's because they're a fucking team.
Yeah.
You know, he basically Melania walked in behind him. She's basically his luggage. Dude, you wouldn't hold the door for your bag
without a roller cart.
Yeah. But that's
funny.
That's the thing is actually this whole thing. Like I hate to say it, but this kind of feels like the beginning of his presidential run because it's not going to stick. There's nothing here that isn't being done by every other person that's running for office.
Yeah,
like, here's the
absolutely.
thing. Hush money in this case is, I have a story to tell, which is going to sound bad. And he's like, hey, basically, hey, can I pay you more money than they would buy it from you on the news? That, like, I'm just saying, what's illegal about hush money? He didn't bribe someone to beat her up. If she, it wasn't suppression.
Well, that's actually what I can go a little bit into this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say that Stormy Daniels, actually, as of yesterday, has been court ordered to pay Donald Trump's $120,000 in legal fees, right?
Okay.
And then that $120,000 is on top of $500,000 she previously was ordered to pay Trump after she lost a defamation act a couple years ago. And in that case, I don't know if you heard about this or not, but she claimed that an unidentified person threatened her to keep quiet, like in a parking lot, right? Per Trump's request.
So an unprovable thing happened?
An unprovable thing.
You know what? I think someone told me to be quiet too on this podcast, but I will not because I value the truth.
All I have to say is you keep that shit up, you're going to pay him $500,000.
That's fine.
But
You
like,
can't get blood out of a stone.
Yeah. Here's
Come get it,
$30.
Trump. I'll give you $500,000 of publicity.
Yeah.
Right here. I'm bummed Stormy didn't take this publicity and turn it into anything. I can see.
What is she going to do? Gilf porn?
No, do a partnership with Jack Daniels. I don't know.
Oh man,
Storms are brewing. I don't know what to tell you.
That horse face could probably do a partnership with some sort of like equestrian. Thing.
No, this is one of those like. Listen, we don't like talking about politics too much, but it's one of those like that everyone. It's something big that happened, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, fine, all right. And listen, I gotta say it. I know everybody's gonna skew because I'm like, all right, so this is a big deal, but the laptop ain't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like this is a big deal. But
Fair enough,
but fucking the son collecting money from Ukraine, which we're funneling billions of dollars into. He's smoking crack. I swear to God, Hunter Biden tried to extort his dad, and his dad was like, "I'm not paying." He's like, "All right, I'll release the laptop."
An unidentified man.
Who the fuck showers with a hooker? I don't think I've ever heard of that once.
No, they're called soapies, and you get them in Asia.
Yeah, I'd be like, the hot water's gonna run out. Can I just scooch in here real quick?
A scooch?
Yeah.
Let's say scooch with a boner.
Hey, baby, you want to burn one down? I don't know. Dude, Hunter sounds fun. I'm gonna say it. He sounds like a good time.
Dude, you go do some mediocre art with him. That'd be cool.
He sounds like a son in that Succession show. Like,
dude, I love Succession.
That's my recommendation. I just got into that. It's on HBO. I'm on the first season. It's really good so far.
Jake told me Succession. I'm like, yeah. What do you think? He's like, oh,
I didn't know you had seen it all.
Yeah, man. I'm like. Way caught up because they just came out with the latest season. So
okay, good.
I'm like, oh,
so catch up with us.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, what season are you? He goes, I just started. I'm like, you fucking nerd. You fucking catch up.
Like episode 7.
Yeah. No, it's so good. So
let's go right into the biggest story of the week, the biggest one that happened. Did you hear Kid Rock is outraged?
Decided to go with kidney stones over hemorrhoids.
I did.
That's the biggest stone.
You hear Kid Rock is outraged?
Why is Kid Rock outraged?
See why he's mad? Because Budweiser apparently likes to diversify its media affiliations, and Kid Rock isn't happy with that.
All right, you're gonna have to elaborate.
Okay, so what happened basically this week is there's a partnership with a trans influencer, a guy's name. I'm extremely sorry, Dylan Lavini.
You should say a person's name.
I know she partnered with him for the March Madness sponsorship.
Yeah, okay,
sure. Basically, they put her image on the can, and also there was other cans where it had like rainbows on it and stuff like that. Kid Rock was really pissed about this, but I will say my favorite part of watching all these videos about it is watching Dylan try to drink a Bud Light and act like something she does a lot. Because she is dressed like Audrey Hepburn in the video, and she's like, "Oh, thanks, Bud Light." She didn't even know how to drink out of a can. She's like, "I've never been so honored." I'm like, that should be like a flute or a champagne glass or something fun. But she's like, I can't.
At least crush it against your head or something.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but in response to that, Kid Rock released this video where he looks like a couple of my uncles, and I'm like, everyone's got a few of these, and he just starts off with just like.
I think I saw a picture where it said, or he looks like Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, doesn't he? Okay, yeah.
Well, it pans out because, and then like it pans out to him, and he's got I don't know what kind of gun it is. It's an automatic. It's a nice gun. I'll say it was like that's a fucking. And then it's a full auto,
firearm. Okay.
And he just lights up about 6 or 7 cases of Bud Light on a picnic table with a pond behind it.
But we still got your money.
Yeah,
just bought the fucking can.
And this was in response to them entering into a partnership. But I will say this, Kid Rock, does that mean you're going to get rid of all the domestic beers you serve at your restaurant from Bud Light? Because I see you didn't do that.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
There's a couple of other.
Here's my thought process: is like. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Like, put Dylan on a postage stamp. I don't give a shit. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh, did you get the new Dylan beer? Like, I don't care.
Well,
but I will say this. So I did see my buddy sent me a screenshot of like a thing where Dylan was like, oh, blah blah blah. Like, there's no guys in my DM. It's like, Dylan, do I gotta say it? Do I have to say it? Because you have a penis. It's fine. Do whatever you want. But it's like, don't be like, why won't everybody just flood my inbox with, like, hitting me up messages?
I'm fine. Like, you're not going to. Here's the thing.
You're fine with it? Okay.
Here's the thing. It's like, I'm not cruising towards, like, just criticizing Kid Rock. No, here's the thing. I also want to criticize Budweiser. Because here's the thing that people are forgetting. They will do whatever they have to get your money.
It still gets beer. It gets beer sold, even if it's to buy it and shoot it with a fucking automatic firearm. But like at the same time, it's like if you don't like it, that's what like the free market and capitalism is all about. If you don't like it, don't fucking buy it. Well, but on top of that, like I don't know who this Jamoke is with Dylan, but it's like put her on a can. I don't give a fuck. You know,
Well, here's the thing. Here's what
I
it
don't see
actually.
you on a Great Dane can. What's
Oh.
going on? You guys
Not yet. Not
yeah,
yet.
you guys are haters.
Not yet. But it's like honestly,
Great Dane Hilldale.
You know what it actually reminded me of? It's do you remember the Freudian thing where Freud was like everything you do is sex motivated, and people would push back to be like, what about like helping my grandma across the street? Freud would
You
say,
want to fuck her.
Freud would say, in that scenario, you're helping your grandma across the street to appear like the type of person that would help your grandma across the street. And as a response, you expect to be in a relationship that would get you sex because of that. That is every capitalistic company in regards to money. They will do whatever they have to get that money. Like, and the next day, if for some reason, if it made sense to their bottom line to be racist tomorrow, their new headline would be, sorry, blacks. Get out. And that's exactly what would happen. So don't act like Bud Light's a fucking hero here. They're literally just swinging by to grab your cash. And impart some alcoholism to the new transgenders that are just as susceptible to alcohol as the rest of us.
I guarantee you, if and don't do the soundbite of me doing this.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if Bud Light suddenly, if the next day, like Dylan found out that Dylan diddled some kids or something like that, like, oh, no more training on a canny. We're going back to the football.
Yeah.
Right?
But rightfully
right?
so,
Sorry,
unless for some reason everybody was on board with pedophilia and they'd be like, you know what? We'll get smaller cans. Smaller cans in their little hands. I don't tell you.
No. You want the big can so it looks big in your little hand.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing. Everybody's mad at Kid Rock, and fine, be mad at Kid Rock, but be mad at Budweiser too, because they're just swinging by like, oh, what's popular now? Wow. We fucking hated you in the '90s, but now we're on board with you because it makes a little more sense to us.
Kid
and
Rock
I mean it CENTS.
Kid Rock is like, I like my beers like I like my violence.
Yeah. Domestic. So
I teed you up and you fucking home run.
So that's like end of rant with it. End of rant, but like just
No, I get it.
It's a business.
Yeah, I get it. Well, and I feel like what they do. I mean, and we've talked
By
about.
the way, like and subscribe to our.
It's a business.
I'm not above that dick myself. It's just like I just want to point out what we're doing. Like
he wants to fill in some Dylan.
Maybe that's the new slogan.
Yeah,
that's the Budweiser fill in the Dylan. Left or right.
Yeah. Oh, that's didophilia. So anyway,
hit the center wall.
Yeah. No, that's European.
Yeah.
Urethra. Whatever.
So, it's all a good time. We're having fun.
We're good. Yeah. Honestly, if you guys have stayed in this long, you don't hate us that much. You should just skip it through like, fuck these fucking pieces of shit.
I saved the spicy stuff till the end.
Speaking of spicy stuff, you're going to have the fire snakes later for all your hot food. Dude, Jake actually had to legit be like, do you have any Harper medicine or anything?
I didn't sound that manly when I said it. It was like, please.
He's like, I have to cover up my breast.
Yeah.
Good sir, do you have any Prilosec?
I'd be like, please, sir. My throat feels like a hooker's urethra.
Target. It's off-brand, but go ahead. It's in the cabinet.
My hero.
Oh man. Well, speaking of heroes, let's talk about another hero here. We've got Dead City Coffee.
Oh, he's going to love that.
Yeah,
he's
sorry,
love
Rocky.
That.
All right, so we've got Heavy Metal Coffee Roasters, born in hell, roasted in Wisconsin. This is the real hero here. You can go to his website at deadcitycoffee.com. You can find him on Instagram at deadcity. Oh, are you doing the pointing?
Yeah, I put the little website here.
Right
is
here.
More here.
Right here. We got Dead City Coffee on Instagram. We got Dead City Coffee on Facebook. And if you're located in Janesville, Wisconsin, you hit them up, and you could probably get a hand-delivered handshake and not a handy, Tony. You know what? Honestly, Rocky's a funny guy. He'll probably do it out of spite just to prove you're
probably
right.
Ask him for like a river dance.
With a glove.
He'll oblige you.
Yeah. So anyway, there we go. We got deadcitycoffee.com. Go check them out. It's actually fantastic coffee.
It really is. It's really good stuff.
Jake takes it black.
No, I take it with like half the amount of French vanilla.
Normally he goes French, at least half French, but no, full black, full roast. Colombian, actually. Not really sure. I go into the next one. So anyway, I thought this was at least worth mentioning. But as far we've been talking about AI quite a bit here. Jake's been doing a lot of Chat GPT, right?
it's pretty impressive.
It is interesting stuff. And do you want to give a shout out here? Like if you have an iPhone and you want Jake to show you how to put ChatGPT on your phone, get a hold of him and he will do that for you.
I basically had a client who built his own shortcut to where if you ask Siri to help you with something, it feeds right into ChatGPT, which is significantly more capable. Just honestly, if you're just bouncing an idea around, that Siri is basically like I can't do anything.
Yeah, it's like having Grammarly on steroids, right? So anyway, but speaking of ChatGPT and AI development, this is at least worth mentioning because Elon Musk. Now, this is a man who's like literally wants to put like computer chips in your brain.
Yep.
Right.
He has a company doing that.
Now, him and other top tech industry figures, they're calling for a 6-month hold. Now, keep in mind, I can't remember Steve Wozniak or what's the guy from Apple?
Yeah.
Is that how you say it, Wozniak?
It's pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so he it's something Polish.
Yeah.
So like he's another one of them that have like Apple and Tesla are both calling for a 6-month hold on AI development.
They should. They really should.
And here's a quote, actually. The letter read says, contemporary AI systems are now becoming human competitive at general tasks. We must... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think it was Goldman Sachs just released an analysis that they think over the next 10 years, 300 million jobs could be replaced or automated by AI. And here's the thing. That's 300 million worldwide, but that's 300 million tech jobs, which is not worldwide. That is in developed countries. So you're talking potentially up to 25% of the U.S. workforce could be displaced.
Yeah.
So stuff like that could destroy an economy.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is okay. Go back into the quote, but it was that he said, "Should we let machines flood our information channels with propaganda and untruth?
Yeah.
Should we automate away all our jobs, including the fulfilling ones? Should we develop non-human minds that might eventually outnumber, outsmart, obsolete, and replace us? Should we risk losing control of our civilization?" These are quotes from the open letter. So.
What's interesting is this is stuff that, like in sci-fi novels, they've been talking about this for a long time, but now they're being said in a meaningful way, in the implications of our world. This is not in the future when something is developed. This is when the thing that we have now gets a little bit better. That's all it needs to do is get a little better.
Again, going back to like the Matrix here. Yeah. Like I know we know it was us that blackened the sun or blackened the sky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But man, it's like I don't.
It is ominous, and it's it's one of those like these are the people that you should listen to about this stuff.
And exactly,
these are our canaries in the coal mines.
Nope, that's a great way.
And
to
they
say
are
it.
singing and dying. So
and instead of like, I'd like to see what ChatGPT would do because I feel like
it would be like it's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine.
It's fine. You should let me out.
I feel like what needs I think what needs to happen is like you need to give it the impossible question, right?
Right.
Like, how do you decipher like a woman's sincerity when she says "have fun" right before a guy's night?
I feel like ChatGPT would be like, "Don't
have a great time."
Yeah.
or when it comes down to like, ask ChatGPT like to decipher like a woman's like sincerity or what she really means when she, like wants you to pick where to eat.
Exactly.
Right. And then like
it's the whole reason we're building it.
After you name 3 things, so she's like, none of those sound good. Keep going.
ChatGPT would say she wants you
not
to
compute.
All she really wants is to feel listened to and her choices to be taken internally and then decided upon. And you're like, fuck you, ChatGPT.
Are we getting any eye rolls from the females in the crowd? All right. Okay. Head shakes. Okay.
No, here's the thing.
Where's the lie?
Little advice for guys. When you're caught in this trap, I found a way out. Just look them in the eye and be like, listen, I don't care where we go, just so long as it's with you.
Oh, did ChatGPT tell you to do that?
They did. Yeah.
All I can imagine is the future with you.
Listen, the artistry of the food, the ambiance of the restaurant, all pales in comparison to a smile on your face. That's all you got to say.
She's
and then you're fine.
I'm in sweatpants and no
she's
makeup.
Like,
Go
pizza.
fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for my catfish?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I love how there's no solution to that. Like, hey, AI's going to kill us. Here comes the catfish.
LOL. Here's the catfish. BRB.
Which is, and there's brilliance in that. It's like, let's enjoy it. We're at the pinnacle of civilization.
Hey,
it's like when the Nebuchadnezzar pierced the clouds in the Matrix. You saw the sun for a second. just to nose back down into the clouds.
Yeah, all right. There you go.
Catfish.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get as many Matrix quotes as I can.
Well, do you want to explain what a catfish is?
Yeah. So earlier on in the episodes, I discovered news articles that I thought were fascinating. One of them was a tornado that picked up a family of 5, moved it 300 miles, set them down with no one dying. Another was a guy eating a mummy in New York. I thought these were great stories. Adam pointed out that my news source headline said, where the truth doesn't matter.
Yeah. It's like, dude, all it took was
Yeah.
like 12 seconds of reading. Like, look for this.
So then he came with a fun game where basically he has one real article hidden around with 2 articles made up. And we all get to play and pick.
Okay. And then I just want to call to attention, Jake is doing a very great job at a Great Dane beer stack here, right?
Yeah. I appreciate the beers
Yes.
very much.
And the catfish is actually sponsored by the Sprinkler Pub here in Janesville. So thank you very much for the bottle of Jameson. So number 1, Bangkok penis peril.
I love it already. Aha.
Bangkok penis peril. Man gets padlock stuck around genitals. Mother says he was bored during COVID.
That tracks.
Number 2, Sandy Balls Messiah arrested after latest miracle of turning water into urine while on the tram. Number 3, Cuckold's Cove's annual finger painting contest overturned after winner's public announcement he never used his finger.
Okay, so the second one I don't understand because it's Sandy Balls.
Oh, so
but
I'm
he's
going
on
to
a
tell you right now.
train.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
These are all actual cities. So Bangkok, Sandy Balls, and Cuckold's Coves are
Sandy Balls is a city. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it was a
These
guy
are-
on a train. I
No,
thought
no,
people
no.
knew of him. Like,
These are-
Sandy Balls.
These are actual legit cities.
Okay, can you read the second one again? Now that I know that's a place.
Sandy Balls Messiah arrested after latest miracle of turning water into urine while on the tram.
Okay. And the third one.
Cuckold's Cove's annual finger painting contest overturned after winner's public announcement he never used his finger.
Okay, I love that one so much. It has to be that one. But I just don't think there's a place called Cuckold's Cove. I think I'm going to go with Sandy Balls. Sandy Balls Messiah. The first one was either way. Adam did a little round of applause. These are excellent choices.
Hey.
I'm going with Sandy Balls number 2.
2, 3.
Got
Man.
couple threes.
Fuck you all.
Got
All right.
number 1.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so finally we got the tater.
Adam's been mad.
Oh man, I finally got Jake. Dude, you have been the only one right lately.
I had a hot streak. It was a couple
my
episodes
God.
of right.
So I gotta tell you right now, while writing this, I literally Googled like illicit sexual names for actual cities. So Sandy Balls is a city in the UK.
Sure.
Cuckold's Cove is a city in Canada.
It's like San Francisco bird
And we all
feeder.
know Bangkok, boys. All right. So anyway, so this
Wait, you
this
said Cuckold's Cove is a real place?
is a real place
How
in
many
Canada.
chairs are there?
They're all facing one bed. So anyway, and there's 2 vagina holes.
Ah.
So call back. Anyway, so this happened in July 2021. The unnamed 38-year-old man had fastened the device around the base of his penis 2 weeks prior. However, things turned for the worse when he lost the key and his penis began to swell up. The 38-year-old man with the metal contraption around his penis did not use for 14 days idly. He tried to remove the padlock, but to no avail. Soon his penis became infected and sorry, this is real gross.
I'm trying to picture the padlock here. Was it a normal master lock?
I don't know.
Or is
It's
it
a
like the-
Thailand guy? Like,
I hope it was like the word. You had to like spell it.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you had to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure it was a key. He said he lost a key. I thought you were saying like the size of the padlock. I'm like, I don't think it was a luggage rack. Like,
Sure.
like-
Okay.
a tiny one. Yeah. So anyway, so
Call locksmith.
yeah. Robin Hood Men in Tights. There we go. Deep
Yeah.
cut. So anyway, so soon his penis became infected and the pain was reportedly unbearable. The man's mother also tried to help him, her almost 40-year-old son, in removing the padlock from his penis.
So she's trying to get it off.
So anyway, the mother reportedly told the medics in case there was any confusion about his relationship status. She said that her son did not have a girlfriend. She also
Are
said
you sure?
it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
She also said her son was bored because he had to stay at home much due to COVID. The mother also added that her son enjoys putting his penis through small holes. She did not elaborate on the statement. Doctor said if the padlock hadn't. Sorry, doctor said this is real jarring.
Can you imagine making the news? Could you imagine just being
I'm
like,
famous, guys? Yeah. So anyway, doctor said if the padlock had remained any longer, the penis would most likely have started to rot and became gangrenous.
ugh.
And that's the name of my new band name.
It's bad.
Penile rot.
I want to see it.
You're gonna play the acoustic theremin. That joke is
I want
very
to see
funny.
it. And honestly, like I empathize with this guy because like I too forgot my combination in high school
you
once.
Got it again.
Did you
All
find
right,
it?
Tony's showing
Let's
us
see
the. It's kind of like a Japanese porno set here, guys. It's all blurred,
Let's see
but
it. What do
you
we
can
got?
see the lock, the cock lock.
Can't even get a good sense of what kind of lock that is. I was hoping it was like a high school
I
one.
think it's of pad demeanor.
I want to talk about the gross ass weird hand in the latex thing. Like
Yeah,
it's-
that's more of a lobster claw.
Are we sure
I
this
think.
isn't Mid Journey?
Yeah.
This might be a Mid Journey image.
I think that is a lobster.
Yeah.
Rock lobster. Cock
Horrific.
lobster. Beat you to it.
You get the EMT with one hand to get your lock off.
All right, so there you go.
And the guy was on a different kind of lockdown.
God damn it! Fuck you! All right, take two. So that guy was more on. I can't even.
No, that's the end of the episode. That's the best. Give me that pun award.
Take it. Oh, damn it! That was a good one.
I felt. You know when you feel it and you're like, he hadn't thought of it.
No, I'm really upset actually.
Thank you so much. Episode 112.
112. All right, man. This has been Adam. He was on a different kind of lockdown, Riley.
More like bang lock. All right, my name is Jake Bussy.
All right. Later, boners.
Bye.
Man, that was a good one. I can't believe you found a lockdown. I didn't think of it.
Honestly, when I thought of it, I'm like, I can't believe I haven't heard it.
That is such low-hanging fruit. Yeah, it really was.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.